Namaskar. Today I will discuss and share whatever little bit I know about uh, the different types of woods that are used in Sarod, making different types of Sarod and how to maintain and take care of them, and what differences the different it makes in the tonality of the Sarod. Although I should make clear that I will discuss only about the Maihar Sarods. Because I am a Maihar player, Sarodia, so I don't have in-depth knowledge about other Sarod Gharanas. So this will be only about the 8-pegged Maihar Sarods. First of all, Sarod developed from the Kabuli Rabab. That is one source says so. Another depiction of the origin of Sarod is it was here only. There was a instrument called Sarod Dhayak Vina from the ancient ages, and we have the evidence, archaeological evidence from in the caves of Madhya Pradesh in the Rupar area. These are two of the main theories about the origin of Sarod. Anyway, the main thing is Sarod developed quite recently, not even maybe 100 years before. The main evolution of Sarod happened within the last 100 years. So Sarod was more or less the size and shape of Rawam only. The drum was smaller, the strings were smaller in number. So Ustad Baba Alauddin Khan Sahib, as we all know, was a master of many instruments, multi-instrumentalist. So he had this option of configuring and emerging all the best of the tonality of all the instruments, and he had this visualization and imagination that everything can be, or at least it should be tried in one instrument. So he thought of a new variety of model of Sarod, and he made the 8-pegged Sarod. So I have this Sarod here, my Sarod. This is the 8 pegs. This is the Maihar style Sarod with 25 total strings, 15 sympathetic strings that only we don't need to play directly. It resonates according to the raga it is tuned. So there are 4 main strings that are plucked and stroked. That is the same with other gharanas also. But in the Maihar style we have this extra 2 strings that we tune according to the raga. So the other gharanas, they have this 6 pegs here and lesser number of strings. So these are the very basic differences. The main thing comes after that is that the wood generally used is tun wood, and another wood which is used is teak wood, or in Bengali we call it shegun. The Gwalior Gharana, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahib's Gharana uses the teak wood more than the tun wood, but in Maihar tun is preferably used much more. Though I have my another instrument that is of teak wood. This is the teak wood instrument. So So the interesting thing now is, what is the difference between tune and teak? From what I have learned from my makers, especially from Mr. Subhash Bhomik, he told me that tune wood retains the moisture. There is moisture content inside the wood. Okay, all woods have moisture content, but when they are cut, after that, slowly the moisture content depletes over time from the wood. So the characteristic of tune wood, in comparison to teak wood, the moisture retaining capacity is lesser in tune wood. So the moisture tends to dry up quickly than teak wood. So the sound becomes more open, the bass decreases over time. The balance is hampered in that way, that the bass decreases over time because the moisture content of tune wood decreases quickly than teak wood. So whereas teak wood has the capability of retaining the moisture content more, so the bass stays for much longer time, maybe a lifespan of one individual. And moreover, teak wood is heavier than tune and expensive also. So if you make a sarod of teak wood, it will be expensive than tune wood. But you have to know these things before buying a sarod or having a sarod, that what type of wood would you prefer, because I have both the instruments and I have played both type of instruments individually for more than 10 years. First I had I still have that the legendary Hemen Sen tune wood in Sarod. So that tune wood sarod I played for maybe 12 years. Then I shifted to Subhash Bhomik made teak wood sarod. So that I played for I'm playing for nearly 11 years. So from my personal experience, what I know is that you need double the amount of practice in teak wood to harness the sound. Let me make clear at this point that why do we practice? The general idea is to make yourself more fit and everything for public performance. Actually, you need to practice more, because if you don't have music within yourself, the music is not going to come out. Okay, you have to develop it. If you have say 5 out of 10, then you have to develop it in your lifetime to make it 6 or 7 or 8. But if you have 2, then you have to make it more. You have to practice more. And instrument is the medium to express yourself, your music. So the instrument doesn't play it by itself. You have to play the instrument, and the sound becomes more vibrant, more open, more sweet, the more you play it in the right way. If you don't play an instrument and just keep it as a showpiece, it will never play itself, neither it will sound good. The more you play an instrument, the more it becomes live, full. So the instrument is like an idol. We worship an idol. If there is no worshipper, then the meaning of the idol is nothing. The instrument is also like that. If you don't play it, it will. So from that point of view, teak wood for me, because of the technicality that it retains the moisture of the wood for much longer than tun wood. It is much more difficult, and it has to be played more to harness that exact tone out from it. It has, compared to the tun wood, teak wood has a very bigger punch in the sound. It has more bass. It is what should I say? It has more amplification, or it is more loud. But to make it clear, precise, crisp, that sound you have to practice it more. Whereas in tun wood, if what should I say? The best way to put it is like the worst type of weather for any instrument, especially leather instruments. Sarod has leather, so is this type of the Kolkata type of weather where it's humid and the moisture content in the air is always higher. So the sound is tends to become damp when the moisture content is more, or it's very humid. So if you put the AC on, I have my AC on now, the teak wood will sound very good. The tun will sound okay as it is, good. It will maintain its balance, tonal balance. Maybe it will become a bit sharper than the natural weather surroundings, but the teak responds only in very good only in dry weather conditions or in air conditioned surroundings. So it's a challenge for the teak when, like if you are playing in this type of Kolkata or in South India in totally acoustic conditions with no air conditioning, it will be a challenge to balance your sound. But the tun will maintain its balance evenly, more or less evenly. It will be a little bit difficult. It tends to become a little bit sharper in drier or air conditioned surroundings, but it will hold more or lessly much more. It's even. It will hold itself evenly in terms of tonality. Next is there are two types of instruments, sarods, that is joint wood and single wood. So this instrument is tun single wood instrument. That means the whole instrument has been carved out from a single piece of wood. This is the area where it's generally joined, but this is not joint wood. The teak wood instrument that I play, it's this one. This one is joined from here. You can't see it obviously because it's under the steel plate underneath it. So the question is, many of my friends and many of you ask me that what is better, which one is better? Obviously, if there is a single wood, it will be better. If there is a joint wood, the difference is minimal. For me, it's minimal. I don't know about others, what they experienced. But there is one thing that you should keep in mind, that if in any unforeseen, unfortunate circumstances the instrument breaks, maybe the airport manhandling due to the flight staff or something, if it breaks, the joint instrument generally breaks from that joint position, then it's very easy to repair. But in the single wood, if it breaks, it's very difficult or maybe impossible to join. Obviously, the price is a bit higher for a single carved wood, a bit lower for the joint wood. Teak wood has more, is much more expensive than tun wood, and teak wood, as I said, retains the moisture more than tun, so the base over the years has a tendency to retain more in teak wood than tun wood. The next thing that is the I want to discuss today is the plating. This one. This plating is very, very important, especially the curvature of this. There is a slight curvature that is very important. If the curvature is more, then your configuration can be different. Like in guitar, suppose in guitar it's flat, so wherever you go in the whole fret from here to here is the same. The configuration stays same. So, but here it's like this. You can see it elongates, sort of elongates. So it will change. But the main thing is, like in guitar, it's we don't have this. Like generally, we don't have these horizontal movements. We have only mainly the vertical movements, up and down, like this. Because meets or glides or glissandos are played lesser in guitars. In sarod, both the movements are necessary. So, but the vertical movements are more or less confined to this preliminary this area. So you don't have to worry about this part playing vertical. We don't need to play. Only we need to play the horizontal glides and slides. So you need to check if the curvature is right. How you check it? You need to whether if after you tune it in ma, sa, pa, sa, the general tuning, you need to check whether this komol re, komol da, komol re, tibra ma is in alignment or not. Then pa, re, dha, re, pa. Then komol da, komol ga, komol ni, komol ga. Then Shuddha ga, Shuddhani, Shuddha ga, Shuddha dha. So you need to check this. If they are correct, then your curvature is okay. If they are not, if suppose the ga is here and dha is not here, you have to slightly go to your right. Then the plating or the curvature of the plating is not correct, or the setting of the plate is not correct. This is one thing. This is very important thing, and very few sarod makers can do it properly. If you buy a sarod from Lal Bazar, if you buy it for 20,000, 25,000, you should obviously prefer to invest your money in race course, in a gambling. It's much better, because Lal Bazar, it's 50-50 or 25 for 75. You won't get the right thing, this smaller subtle things. So previously it was Mr. Hemen Sen. He was a legendary maker. Now Mr. Subhash Bhaumik and Mr. Nabo Kumar Kanji, both are very able, and either of them you can choose, and they will guide you themselves. You don't have to. You just need to check these things. And next part of this plate is there are two types of plates. Generally, this is the nickel, chromium nickel plating, electroplated. This is one, and this polish, that is this is like more or less like a mirror. This is one, and another type is this which I use in my teak wood, I experimentally used it. This is, you see the difference. It's not as much as glittering or shining like that one, the previous one. This is the same nickel chromium, but this is matte finish. It's not polished, it's unpolished. So in the polished version, for me, I think some sort of sound or tonality is lost, whereas in this matte finish it may look a little bit dull, but for me I get a few overtones or a little bit difference, but that's up to the individual Sarod player who is playing. I prefer this one, but it will sound different on different types of woods, tin and teak, tune and teak. Another thing about this, both of these are this, the polished one is very easy to maintain. You just need to clean it properly, and for cleaning, the best thing is this is called samoy leather or sami leather. It's available in Amazon or any you will find it in Amazon. This sami leather is very good. It absorbs the moisture very quickly. You just need to clean this with the sami leather after you have finished your playing, and put your instrument in this type of fiber cases behind me. These fiber cases are the best for protecting your instrument from the moisture, and always keep your Sarod covered with a very warm blanket, winter warm blanket, so it remains warm always, the skin, especially the skin portion. So this shining plate is just, you need to clean it, dry clean. The matte finish one, that is not the shining one, the matte finished or the bob finished one needs to be taken special care, because or else it will, in a day or two, it will suddenly catch rust from the atmosphere or something like that. You need a special oil. That is the oil that you all know, the sewing machine our mothers or grandmothers used in those days. Still they are in use. In India we have the very famous old company called Usha. That sewing machine, they have a special oil to maintain that sewing machine. That oil is the best oil to maintain your bob finish Sarod. Or you can also put it a little bit on your this normal plate, but you should keep in mind that the oil should not touch the bridge portion. Bridge portion is this one, this portion. You should just before it, you should just apply it and then rub it off very slowly. It should not touch this bridge, because if it touches this bridge, the sound will become damp. This was the plate, and now comes the leather. This leather is best is the goat. The spinal cord in the area of the goat is the best one, and if you want a heavier sound, then a thick leather is good, but the best one is neither very thick neither very thin, is the best one. So this was more or less, not very in depth, but more or less how to take care of your Sarod and the different types of woods and the tonality it creates. I will add another one, this model. This is the special model because I discussed the joint wood. So the joint portion, it's deliberately not here, because this dimension smaller dimension helps it to carry on board the flight. So your instrument is much safer. You have the peace of mind that okay, when I reach Philadelphia from Kolkata, I won't open my Sarod case and see that my Sarod is all broken and I have 2 months of tour in front of me. If unfortunately that situation arises, then you know that you have another Sarod with you. Yes, you have to make adjustment with your clothes and stuffs and everything. You have to carry much less. You have to think about it. This model, I saw it first in Pandit Rajiv Chakraborty's home, and I saw it in first hand in front of him. He was playing that, and I discussed and I asked many questions to him, and he explained to me that he developed this instrument for this purpose only. So this instrument is good for that. Only the problem is there are these strings are tuned like guitar. These strings are tuned like guitar, so you need to tune them accordingly. But it also has a fake this portion, so you can put it, and it can be used to put your strings, tune your strings also. You can do that also. But this dimension is very important. Like oud, this dimension allows you to carry it on board the flight. This is also a 2-note instrument because obviously it should be lighter. 2-note is always lighter than teak-wood. So these are what I wanted to share. Hope some of you will gain something from it, and see you till next time. Thank you. Namaskar. The last part, I have added this one to introduce is not the right word, to acknowledge the makers. Both the instruments are from this one and the teakwood one. Both of them are made by Sri Subhash Bhomik from Howrah, Baksara. His father was also a very good instrument maker, and this one has been made by Mr. Nobokanji, and his father was also a very famous instrument maker. So they both inherited their craftsmanship from their father. So it makes a huge difference, and when there is a lineage of craftsmanship or music or arts, anything. So both have like Sarod gharanas or sitar gharanas or tabla gharanas. Any gharana is a school of thought. So it's different. All gharanas are different. Distinct has to be distinct. That's the beauty from each other. So that's the beauty, and the making, according to me, is also like that. The making of the sarod or sitar is also like that, and both have their distinct styles. Both have their distinct styles, distinct methods, and I prefer both the sounds because it's like, as I said, it's like same. When I am listening to Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab, I will listen with that ear, with that perception, with that acquired listening style. I will not expect anything different, or I will not expect anything like my hairstyle from Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab. It's not done. If you cannot compare both the styles like that. You have to take the fun. You have to take you have to learn accordingly. So when I am listening to Ustad Ali Akbar Khan Sahib, I am just listening. I know what to expect from that style. So in Sarod making also it's like that. With Sarod, I don't think it's like any the instrument maker is special, very special for me, because the instrument maker is making the idol for me, and I will worship it. The perspective should be like that. For all younger generation, I want to make it very clear that you should maintain this type of decorum and respect the instrument maker, because instrument making, especially Sarod making, is not at all easy. Not, and it's an lost art. It is becoming very it's becoming lost. The finer things are very, very difficult to know and execute also in Sarod making. So it is not like just going to the shop and paying money and buying your instrument and forgetting and just ordering your Sarod player that make it this way, that way, I want this. Don't do that. That's not the correct approach. You should go there. You should tell them that I need this type of sound. Now it's up to you. Leave it to them. They will make it. If there is something you want to tell them very gently. They will do it for you. Do not like, it's not, it should not be like I am giving the money, so I will order you or dictate you. It's not. Money is not the main thing. Money is not the main thing here. Even if you pay your money, lakhs of money, you have money, if you pay, it's totally luck and the good wishes of your guru that you will find a good instrument, or else you will never find a good instrument. Anyway, I have other sarods from Mr. Hemen Sen. He was the legendary Hemen Sen, world famous one, but he is not unfortunately with us anymore. So these sarods are now made mainly by Mr. Subhash Bhomik and Mr. Navo Kumar Kanji. Both are very efficient. I don't have to say that. Everyone knows, and they are making and exporting their sarod all over the world. Sarod, sitar, Dilruba, many instruments. So if you want to buy make good sarod, you can approach any one of them according to what type of sarod you want. You just have to contact them. Thank you.